I'm Brady Brassa, and I'm going to be reading from To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Harper Lee grew up in the same time period during the Great Depression, and she wrote a book after, and there's a lot of similarities, even though it's not an actual autobiography about her or anything like that. There's a lot of similarities between her and the characters, like her and Scout were both tomboys, their dads are both lawyers, just that kind of stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm going to be reading from chapter I think 28. Yeah, chapter 28, page 261. And I chose to read this because it's just kind of a scary time in the book. And I do really well reading that kind of stuff. And it really keeps the readers on their toes and intrigues them. So I'm going to be reading that. Jem, are you afraid? No, I think we're almost to the tree now. A few yards from that and we'll be to the road. We can see the streetlight then. Jem was talking in an unhurried, flat, toneless voice. I wondered how long he would try and keep the Cecil myth going. You reckon we ought to sing, Jem? No. Be real quiet again, Scout. We had not increased our pace. Jem knew as well as I it was difficult to walk fast without stumping a toe, tripping on stones, or any inconveniences, and I was barefooted. Maybe it was the wind rustling the trees, but there wasn't any wind, and there weren't any trees except for the big oak. Our company shuffled, dragged his feet as if wearing heavy shoes. Whoever it was wore thick cotton pants. What I thought were trees rustling was the soft swish of cotton on cotton. Weak, weak, with every step. I felt the sand go cold under my feet, and I knew we were beneath the big oak. Jem pressed my head. We stopped and listened. Shufflefoot had not stopped this time. His trousers swished softly and steadily. Then they stopped. He was running towards us with no child's steps. Run, Scout, run, run, Jem screamed. I took one giant step and I found myself reeling, my arms useless in the dark. I could not keep my balance. Jem, help me, Jem. Something crushed the chicken wire around me. Metal ripped off metal and I fell to the ground and rolled as far as I could, floundering to escape my wire prison. From somewhere nearby me came scuffling, kicking sounds of shoes and flesh escaping dirt and roots. Someone rolled against me, and I felt Jem. He was up like lightning and pulling me with him. But though my head and shoulders were free, I was so entangled we did not get very far. We were nearly to the road when I felt Jem's hand leave mine. I felt him jerk backwards to the ground. More scuffling. Then there came a dull, crunching sound, and Jem screamed. I ran in the direction of Jem's scream, and I sank into a flabby male stomach. Its owner said oof and tried to catch my arms, but they were tightly pinioned. His stomach was soft, but his arms were like steel. He slowly squeezed the breath out of me. I could not move. Suddenly he was jerked backwards and flung to the ground, almost carrying me with him. I thought, Jem's up. One's mind works slowly at times. Stunned, I stood there dumbly. The scuffling noises were dying. Someone wheezed, and the night was still again. But for a man breathing heavily and staggering, I thought. He went to the tree and leaned against it. He coughed violently, a sobbing, bone-shaking cough. Jem? There was no answer but the male's heavy breathing. Jem! Jem still didn't answer. The man began moving around, as if searching for something. I heard him groan and pull something heavy along the ground. It was slowly coming to me that there were 4 people near the tree. Atticus? The man was walking heavily and unsteadily towards the road. I went to where I thought he had been and fell frantically along the ground. Reaching out with my toes, I presently touched someone. Jem?